Hello! So, after last time's utter shenanigans, seems like it's time to go back to the exact same castle once again. Oh, no. Nope. Never mind. I think we're recruiting Ogre instead. Pretty much no matter what, you're kind of required to at least run into Ogre. He gets chased by ninjas in this particular route. Gets kind of harassed by the local authoritarianism cops on the other end. So, one way or another, run into him. I think in one of the other ones I think in the other one you still find him in this map. He's just chased by different people. So yeah, in both versions he's just meant to look like freaking Obi-Wan Kenobi over here. Except he's blind. Apparently he actually can't be hit with blind because he already is blind. Random note. Anywho. He kind of has a tendency to suicide into him. And he's alright. Actually, he gets severely downgraded as soon as you recruit him. But yeah, he's pretty good. Playing a pretty fast one. Like, the Swordmasters in this iteration of the game, they're just flat-out evasion tanks that you gotta be facing them the right way or else they're kind of trash. Katana's not very good, but they do have a petrification move. You can petrify a lot of other ways, but as far as weapons go, they're not fantastic. War dances are like basic, really basic buffs and crappy healing if you want that sort of thing, plus they cost money to use. Starts out with a few skills here. Preempt, this is mostly useful as far as their whole evasion tanking thing. Because if you combine it with something like pushback, Preempt just makes it so that they attack first. It's kind of like Himido was in FFT. But instead of just going and canceling out the other person's attack entirely, it just attacks first. So if you have them attack first and then push the other person back, then they pretty much can't do anything. They're a tad out of range unless they're using a spear, which they probably would have been attacking from 2 spaces anyway. Whatever. The main, I guess you could call it a challenge of this map, is just getting to him before he dies. And has a tendency to do exactly what he's doing now, just like all the other AI guys they have a chance to save. Nope, there's an army in front of me, and there's an army behind me. Time to have my big hero moment. And they just charge in and get stabbed a billion times. And you wonder, oh my god, why did I not fulfill all my life goals? Well, he died. Anywho. These ninjas probably won't be doing a hell of a lot. It's fine, they're just there for XP anyway. Definitely an archer-centric map. At least from this angle. I don't know if he actually... I lag? How's your day going? Thought we were all done with this lag nonsense. Not gonna complain about 25% hitting though. Yeah, I don't know if you actually ever fight uphill on it. I know you fight from the side and from the top. It could be if you're coming from the south, I guess. I don't think that, I don't recall if that actually makes a difference, which side of the map you fight on. I think I meant to check that at some point, and then never actually did. Oh yeah, and since he has a rock-throwing move, it's mostly just a reference in this game. He just has a slightly better rock-throwing move. It was actually a pretty decent move in the original game and in the GBA. But in that one, he would just basically do like a full friggin' Dragon Ball Z thing. And this one, he just chucks a rock. That's about that. Frontliners are gonna do a whole lot of nothing. Dead. Can't really get him. Not very good odds of hitting him yet. Very good odds of getting lag though. Those odds are fantastic. Thinking, I had these guys as kind of a plan B to go around the side and take out their healer and maybe attack the head guy if I need a thing. So far, they're so hindered by the snow that they're gonna only get there eventually. Alright, so now he's probably gonna... Yeah. He's gonna run right into the center, expose his back, and turn on preempt while he's stunned, so I don't even know if he'll be able to use that. Brilliant. Get all the friggin' survival instincts of a goldfish. Like that, what's-her-face near the front of the game. Yep, he's dead. He's talking about Belzephon, if I remember correctly. That was the guy that made him blind, stripped him of his status, told his wife that he was dead. And he's actually who you need in order to recruit Ozma, and that she's his wife. Oh, this map needs to be done. Everything about this map needs to be done. So one thing I didn't really touch on earlier, snow slows down movement. That is one of the things they carried out from the originals. And I think it's one tile less per person. Which kind of makes getting to him really annoying. None of the NPC characters are good at staying alive. Not even close. Coming up. Carry it. Oh yeah, and I did double check, so yeah, just as parry instead of deflect, and neither skill actually does affect both. Turns out that was a dispelled rumor. Hopefully you just keep him out of the fight for a while. Get on. Alright, so this is what I was saying earlier about when they have free moves, all they want to do is just spam them after their turn. For whatever reason, the AI is limited in that it doesn't want to actually goes on time, and I don't think there's any exceptions to it. I'm trying to think of when that isn't the case. Nothing came to mind. I've been up and down this game pretty much since it came out in like 2011 or something. Done all the routes, done most of the extra content. Actually, most of the DLCs, I constantly had this thing where I would just start getting into them and go and grind up all the levels for them and then get into them and just stop shortly in because they couldn't be bothered me. Yeah, there's a lot of post game content on this. Some of which is really weirdly spaced, like where you get the pirate guy, Elziston. Nice. There's just this weird thing where suddenly they expect you to jump like 6-7 levels between chapters, and if you don't go at that time, the thing just disappears. You have to come back later, and I guess what they expected was you'd go, try it, think, you know, wow, this sucks, I can't even touch these guys, and, you know, come back after you've beaten the game, because you basically get the option to time travel to whenever the hell you want, and that's how I'm hoping to do the Fusilier run. but it just feels really off-putting like, when you run into that. Because, you know, you just like, friggin' besiege the castle or whatever with all these guys, and they seem utterly amazing, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, like, oh no, you know, random like, bar thugs just beat the hell out of your trained army. You know? Just besieged and took over several castles with a squad, and they can't even touch these just rando guys hanging out at a bar. Feels crappy. Feels crappy. I mean, really, if the AI was fixed, if anybody could make a tweak, or you know, if maybe there's a cheat for it or something, this game could be incredible. Because okay, it's got some weird systems, but they could very easily be turned around. Like, okay, the whole 3 live system doesn't make a whole lot of sense because of the way that they attack your guys. Since they're always trying to get the most damage, when they get a kill, it counts as very low damage. So they only see it as like a 50 when they can be doing 100 when they're going out to take down your healer or something. But if, like for example, I was playing the GBA game just recently, and yeah, like if your leader's available, they'll swarm that guy. They're there to win. They're not there to, you know, just do as much damage as they can. They're there to friggin' win the fight. So they'll friggin' swarm that guy. And that's why you have a tendency to make him super overpowered. And the original game was pretty similar in that regard, as I recall. Actually, didn't play that nearly as much because of all the grinding. But yeah, like, you have a tendency to lose units all at once instead of over time. Like in this case, there was an exception because those fencers have very low resistance, so the mages took them out. Like, I still like this game despite its weird systems, but if that was there, it would allow for that to be fixed. So, like, okay, if you fix the timing on their skills, the AI would, you know, be a lot more threatening immediately. Fix that whole limitation. Fixed the, their tendency to go for damage over, you know, actual sensible choices. Then that would really help matters. Definitely would want to fix the AI doing stupid stuff. Okay, to be clear, I mean AI in terms of when you're guarding somebody. Like, they always pull something incredibly stupid. Like in the original, there was some sense for you know, like if their character would have done that. And so there were several cases where they're saying, you know, no, this person was just hot-headed and kind of dumb. So, you know, maybe that makes sense. Then you had other ones that were okay. This guy's veteran or something. They've been around forever. They've got some common sense on not to get themselves killed for no reason. Anyhow. Just, yeah, maybe give them some +1 items every now and then. Like beyond post game. I think in the actual story you run into one guy that has a +1 ring or something. My phone and computer just going off everywhere. Wanted to contact me on Facebook. I'm on here today because I can't actually do any work. Tried to do work, but apparently it's a holiday. Like lately, every single time that I have a whole bunch of stuff that's coming together and I have all set up, I forget about some sort of holiday. Or, in the case of a couple weeks ago, it was just a case where, you know, it wasn't a holiday previously, but now suddenly was. There was I think it was like the 2nd or something. Or suddenly they decided, no, there needs to be an extra federal holiday, banks are closed. So typically I have clients that are buying rehabs and whatnot from me. And then they go to pay, and then they change their mind. They've got all sorts of weirdness going on where they go the first day, and there's a bank cutoff time. Okay, fine. They go through a weekend. You just waited several more days to make this happen. Another Monday comes along, and suddenly it's okay. Now it's Monday, and there's a holiday. Okay. Then they wait another day, and then suddenly, by then, somebody's just sitting in the background of, oh, why didn't you buy that thing yet? All I know is this. Oh, well, take it as a sign. You should change your mind right now, and then they change it. It seems like that would be a very specific set of circumstances, but it happens so often, it, just gave me this weird paranoia. I kid you not, on holiday seasons, I've had that happen for, months straight at a time. Where just a bunch of people change their mind because of holidays landing on specific days. Frustrating. No, don't change your mind. Got a family to feed. Alright. I'll take this one hit. Alright. Now they're healing, or now their head can't exactly heal anymore, and unless I'm missing something. Now it's time to take impossible shots at him. He's just gonna pull a Matrix over here. I do appreciate the damage change, though, in this iteration. So in the original, when you had enemies like this, they weren't evasive so much as they were an outright tank. So you had, for example, this exact guy, who would just sit there and friggin' take axes to the face, like nothing. He just does not care whatsoever. You can just hit him with as much damage as you want, and you just need to wail on him for a really long time. I mean, it's a way to do the whole hard to hit leader kind of thing. That could have been handled better, and it actually was handled better later. Personally, I still would say that the GBA game had the best balance of this whole series. Well, these 3 games. Not really a whole series per se. Well, actually, I guess it doesn't make much from this guy. But yeah, between the 3, I really think that one's the best balance. They did eliminate the time system. Both of these two had this whole active time thing going on, which is good. Personally, I prefer it this way. In that one, since again it was GBA, it wasn't exactly a friggin' powerhouse of technology there, so it was turn-based. So very good game though. So instead of attributing the speed and all of that to their recovery time, it instead was just their movement distance. So giving them heavier equipment, they couldn't move nearly as far and that sort of thing. So, it was the first kind of proper strategy game I actually grew up with. I guess, no wait. Actually, no, I did get FFT first. I was thinking about getting the GBA Tactics over first, and then ended up not being able to because I went to the store, well, several different stores, and they never had it. I actually found the last copy of it, just kind of sitting in the corner of the friggin' EV Games, several months later. And let me say, first of all, other than maybe the last boss theme, the music could have really been better. But that's the only negative I have to say about it. It had all of the brain advantages and disadvantages and elemental systems and alignment systems and all of that made the original good, but then kind of balanced them out properly so you could pull some really stupid shenanigans. Like, if you want to do a solo class challenge on that one, it is the game to do it, because you can just, like, other than spellbooks and things like that, you can basically just do that one. Like, you want to give a friggin' claymore to the fairy or whatever and have them be a frontliner, go for it. You actually can sort of pull that off a little bit if you make them fast enough. Oh wait, that was Fox, was it? Hey, look at those. People are not talking. Okay, so nothing happened. Yeah, I'm gonna go check for items. Let's say this is when some new stuff happens. Looks like new stuff. And have the best spear ever. Alright, so we need some scorpions. Rock some stuff like a hurricane. Swords. Let's go off. This is a book on anatomy. I don't. Right. You know, that is a lot of damage, actually. I'm tempted now to see about making somebody into a warlock. That could potentially be a lot of extra damage, so... What extra anatomy really... It really would just mostly do damage at this point, but I had one of them as a but then... Well, I could have them as the dedicated book user, and this guy's already got his wizard hat on. Oh, he's a ninja. Need these guys for their spears pretty soon. Pretty soon, I mean right now. Alright, you know what? I wanted to stick Voltaire in the back anyway. He can't equip that book yet. He's just gonna hang out in the back. Now, this may seem stupid, and let me assure you it is. But, I'm just kind of curious about whether there's anything good that will come out of that. Those. And javelins. You can go away. Regular bucklers can go away. Okay. Scorpions. Yeah, Iron Burning and Nightshade. So, very, very simple to make. Pretty sure I'm gonna... More Nightshades. Eventually. At this point, there's kind of a lot of stuff in this menu. Another thing they could have done better, but that list just grows every time I play this. There. Burning wood. I was taking a look through this database of stuff that people came up with using different codes to use with CW cheats. Apparently it's an editing program. Truth be told, I've seen it mentioned a bunch of times. I've never actually gone and used it. but apparently it lets you edit a bunch of stuff with weird consequences. Like, you can have impossible classes if you don't mind manually adjusting their level by the amount of fist weapons you have or something. Like, all kinds of weird holdbacks at every opportunity. But yeah, there were a couple pages of just people asking whether there's anything that can be done about the crafting menu. And unfortunately. I might even look at more spears. I don't need more spears. Grab these things. Edicts. I need another spear. I need more extract. Please. This one is already at the point of the game where you start losing money. If your crafting starts going horribly wrong, like in this case, I'm losing like 5,600 bucks per failed craft of this spear. Early on, I was willing to restart it. Actually, at this point, I'm trying to see, you know, how much of a budget difference it makes. Because I've been hoping for a while to figure out what's the best way to go about doing challenge runs of this. You know, there's a lot of good stuff to this game, but a lot of really weird stuff too. Fortunately, the percentages on crafting are definitely one of those things. And I'm not off-screening this for once, for reasons that I don't actually know. But I'm not. For the moment. I think it's mostly because I just... Okay, and 3. Yeah, one more run that I was considering to do right after this. That was actually one that I've been trying to kind of figure out for a good little bit here. It was on how exactly to do an XCOM type of run. And I got a bunch of money from that. But yeah, what I finally came up with, and I was trying to figure out how to kind of lay out the classes. Which I guess the best way that I could really figure out there was just to have the heavy kind of on bench until later in the game, at least until you can get access to Farampa. I believe the earliest is in Chapter 2, but then still, so you're going with 3 classes until then. But the whole idea was to have something that was limited in skills, limited in equipment, but you still had options. Like in this case, it would have been you can pretty much craft whatever weapons you wanted, but limited to what you pretty much just what you got. And if anybody went down, that's it. Right. Wood. Plus side coffee. Coffee is when I find more rocks. And I'd figure from that run, if you were just clearly relying on like farm drops and things like that, you'd run into a particular lack of stuff like rocks. Which is why I was thinking to make one of the main 4 classes a rogue, and then you could just go steal more. But that doesn't exactly fit in. It's kind of my logic on the whole matter was, okay, you need to have your heavy there. Let's start off with that one, so I figured 2-handed crossbow and a dragoon. That way they have their active skills for attacking specific things, and as far as a analog for a rocket launcher, well, figure the special for the crossbow would be pretty workable on that one. For snipers, just pretty much. What am I saying here? Just a longbow archer. I was hoping to have only crossbows on that one, but special for it, then that would just be a weird thing where you basically have to say no using that particular special. I don't know. That feels a little bit weird. And then for the assault or ranger or whatever you want to call it, the run and gun class, and just a small crossbow and a melee weapon of some kind, or a shield or whatever else. That's kind of their main option. Alright. Did I forget? Finally! Okay. And then the last one for the support was basically just another guy, a fencer in that case, with a small crossbow and a clobber. Which again, I don't actually know how you do it. And I think I did end up figuring out at some point there was one of those super rare books. I don't know for sure. Alright, so Scorpion. This is why I'm saying these things are amazing. I mean, resist poison, fine. That makes them really unlikely to be hit by poison, but they do poison on hit. That's fantastic. At this point, I might as well just give them the full set of armor. It's only a minor upgrade, but, you know, makes them slightly tankier, and that's all I really need from them. Have another Brigandine to give somebody. Turn. Yeah. I'd like to see Sir not getting knocked down as often, and it also boosts their attack power slightly. Here's the funny thing, and the main reason that they actually limit the leg parts for a lot of classes, like, for example, they can use chain legs, and not these legs. Now, once you get into plated legs, those parts are actually stronger than the body parts. So you'd never actually use the main torso sections if you use the legs instead. Anyhow, kind of a funny note there. So I like to think at this point Voltaire is just kind of going through a hippie phase. Gonna put on his headband and his robes. He's gonna be one with nature. I'd like to hire somebody. I was hoping that Hobram would be that 12th slot, but it doesn't look like it's happening. Yet if there's any use. It's kind of balanced on the sexes right now. Let's get Piers here. Yeah. He's gonna be chaotic, I guess. We're gonna do a Beast Tamer. I could be completely off on my logic here. This could be a really dumb idea. But, you know, hopefully I'm not. Oh, I have one more Vitality Ring. Makes sense to give to him. For the 15th siege of a castle this week. Chaos Root and sieging castles every 5 minutes. bench Faye. Back. Pile everybody on the right side. No, and have these guys just hold off that side. Maybe have them turn on each other. And it's this guy this time. Marino. I always want to think that this guy is the same as the golden armored guy you fight in the other route. I think his name's slightly different. So due to extreme powers of immunity, he is now the fastest guy in the party. Oh, you know what? Actually, that would be another idea for a run that I've never really thought of before. An absolute nudity run. Like skills only. I guess it would be entirely a mage run, but no equipment whatsoever. Ideas. Also, the Castle Defenders learned a little bit from last time. They put a slightly less squishy class in there. And that's all well and good for them, but our leader's still squishy. Actually, I think I just need an alto on that side. He's got level 1 guy to back him up if something goes wrong. Give him a little whistle, he can call for help. Poor guy. They just want to turn on each other. Yes, you do. Good on you. Very unlikely to hit. Slightly more likely, but still possible. Alright. Now the dragons will actually turn on each other. Very slightly. Oh, I also misspoke last time. The Brigandine, the upgraded Brigandine, actually doesn't give any dragon bonuses. The Draconology set is apparently... Wait a minute. I guess it's not the proper name for it, but whatever. Having a couple pieces of the dragon set, apparently it does give a Draconology bonus of some sort. And that's for a few of the items. Come in. This pile of slow lumbering things over here, guys. You're totally flanking us. Don't worry. Very, very, very intimidated. No, that octopus can really lay on some hurt, though. Like, I guess the idea is that you would see all the dragons slowly lumbering over and kind of underestimate everything. And then during all that time, this octopus is just slowly sneaking out. It just suddenly ruins your day. It's about time to go start shooting Marine. Stuttering effect, getting annoying. And they remembered that bows exist, so good on them for that. Nice. I like to think that they're just shooting them with little darts with a patch and say join them. Probably gonna end up losing a couple of people in the next few turns here, and after that, probably still manage to get at least a few over to Marino and just pile on him. So, with the goodness of the powered up scorpions. So the good thing about poison, like, its immediate damage kind of looks like it sucks. Like, okay, when you just get them, scorpions, like, the base damage is good. I'm talking about the poison itself. So, it's only ticking, like, 11 to 12, more or less, per go. But, it does add up quicker than you'd think. Plus, not to mention, since it ends up stabbing 2 spots, you end up with a situation where you can just get a lot of ticks going really fast. Okay, he's gonna waste his TP on that. And it's not even like 1 turn. I want to say the actual ticks on those poisons, I want to say they're something like 3/4 of a turn or something like that. There. Yes, Marino, please come up. He's coming to Scorpion range. Now, this fight, in the original, would consist of everybody having morale losses and things like that. You just have like a -3 to +3 system. So you had... you basically just usually were at 0, and then if you had somebody that was particularly intimidating and... Actually, no, wait, I think in the original of this, I think it was... or was it always up? Alright, let's assume it was 2. But still, you'd end up losing something like 20 to 40% or gaining that much depending on the morale. So if somebody was particularly scary, like in that case the Terranites, they would just scare the hell out of people, so they would just give everybody this debuff. So they were really good. Like, there was a reason to actually keep them around, because their stats were worse, sure, but then you brought them up to the front line, and suddenly all the other guys' stats were worse, so they wound up pretty much fighting as well as the other knights. In this case, though, they can only hit with the debuff, and that's about it. Like, they can attack somebody with it, one person, instead of just in a circle around them. Okay. Gonna vomit out some new weather for us. Good chance of Marino running away this turn. Hopefully if he only has his little dinky heal, though. Okay, well, he's gonna heal him up. Yep, and since he hit with that instead of his actual move, he didn't end up applying the debuff. What a useful plan. And for some reason they always give them two-handers, which are pretty much bar none. No, not bar none, actually. Like, two-handed katanas seem to be the second worst at cudgels. I wanted to say the worst, but mostly because cudgels aren't really even a weapon, let's be honest. I don't know why they classed mace under such a garbage thing, because Aces were good. They made him look like friggin' pointy stick in this one. What is this next one? Oh yeah, Leonard's still alive for some reason. Okay, so you have a choice whether to duel him or invite everybody into the party. And quite frankly, this is a way better way to go. All in, all the friends. I'm gonna keep Bayan in the party. Throw Faye in the back. There we go. Yeah, that seems about right. We've got enough to plug up the hole. After this, I want to say it's Amorica again. I don't know. I know you go through Almorica several times. You go to Crit Night several times. The Pixel Smoother taking a minute. Oh my Xabus this time though. If I recall correctly, Leonard isn't trash. Although he also apparently forgot to wear his jewelry today. So good on swords. He's accurate. Leonard, what are you doing? This is the same crap that the other guy just died with. Or he had better stuff. At least phalanx. I know at least in one of the routes he has phalanx. He decided he wants to suck today. More sucky pants. And he's gonna charge by himself. Good job. The point of this fight in the game is primarily for plot reasons. Because this guy basically knows he's gonna lose. He just kind of has this whole thing like, okay, if I win for some reason, basically, I'm a big hero man. I went and took out this horrible guy that butchered so many people, and then kind of figures if that's not the case, he kind of followed the wrong guy. Everybody can just blame all the crap, that he did on him. He can be a big heroic guy for taking the fall for all the stuff he actually did. Yeah, it's kind of weird logic, but whatever. Like, the way he words it is basically, no, you can blame it on me, but those are the things you did. I know, but you can blame it on me. It's a sacrifice. He's basically Weecraft from FFT. Like, that's supposed to kind of be his deal. He even kind of looks similar. Except he's a lot shadier in this. And by a lot shadier, I mean just like a downright sociopath. Dealing with you? Yeah, I got that one lady. He's gonna worry about buffs instead. And this help's gonna stick back, and that's fine. Ow. I'm trying to mind control some people. he does have some healing, but this is mostly a DPS race. If I recall, these guys don't actually have any sort of healing on them. So they're trying to just do as much damage as they can. Usually there's a pretty good chance of just out-damaging entirely. And that's what I wanted him for. So he's gonna go back, start damaging them. I can focus on the leader. By the way, this is what... Oh. What's that gonna do? I don't have anybody over there. I don't even care to have anybody. Take out his knights first, just in case they wanna do some kind of healing item crap. Yep, and Shadow goes away with him. Good thing he had that out there, it sure stopped anyone. So many really, really useless skills in it. I mean, that thing costs 75 too. It's 3/4 of a kill move. So it's either go and just outright wipe the floor with somebody, or I guess just sort of sit there and have a little thingy blocking specifically that spot. In theory, it would be useful as a barricade, but there actually is a move called barricade. Actually better, because it takes 2 hits instead of just 1. And that's kind of sad when that's the upgrade. This won't actually do much, but it's fine. One unfortunate change is how they still counterattack from the back in this version. And that was just to show that no, it's no fluke. It really is just 1 health on that thing. Arm shenanigans, and it should be a pretty easy fight from here. I'm just gonna outright push him around. This is a boss fight. There's this one moment that was pretty cool though. It was this same map. Or was it the one with 5 spots? It was one of the maps that's a castle and a bridge. So they had this cool moment where like I had just hit the level 30 wall with the fencer run. And I was doing a single class fencer run, so you wind up ludicrously over leveled. Once you hit 30, they suddenly go from just their basic story level to suddenly matching whatever level you're using. And unfortunately this applies to their equipment as well. So what this resulted in was suddenly having 5 tiers lower equipment than I should have had. I'm using the same equipment from this part of the game, and there's no way to get any more aside from random battles and things. Which also means that there's no way to actually beat them. The only way is to maybe single somebody out, have everybody pile on them, maybe lose a couple of people in the process of trying to get them to low enough health to actually recruit, and then recruit them for their stuff, and then just bail. So that's pretty much exactly what I did. Went and just had, oh no, well, no, I got stuck on this map, because you can't actually retreat out in the battles, so I was just stuck inside of this castle. Suddenly they're jumping up 15 levels, and can't exactly just class, because then that would basically invalidate the run. We'll rip that guy. And so, yeah, just kind of set up this thing where I went and bought barricade on them. I set up 2 barricades, here and here. And then I had one person that was constantly getting healed and getting stabbed through over here, and another one over here. And then we just keep putting out barricades and stabbing people on the other side of them. And just healing with everybody else back here. And just kind of dealing with poison until they went down. Like going out and trying to put out enough poison to be able to win the fight, and eventually did pull it off with some luck. Pretty awesome. Yeah, Fencer single class challenge is definitely doable. It's just, it's like one interesting fight and then a billion utter stomps. And my response to that moment was, like, my jaw dropped because suddenly they go from doing 100 friggin' damage per hit, doing 1. They go up and hit the first guy, and I thought I misread it or something else, and I'm checking their equipment, and it's like, oh, that's a nice, just regular spear you've got there. Mine's made out of frickin' unicorns. Arbiter of the game? What? I don't think I've ever gotten that one. Before. Oh. Oh, is that like if you bring him to lower health as opposed to... Or no, if you kill him outright as opposed to bring him to lower health? I gotta check if I got that in the other run. Or in any other run. Let's say... Yeah, this one's... No, that's not... No. No. Alright, screw it. I'll check it later.